Okay, if you've watched my previous video, I talked about the four laws of economics, and now I'm gonna tell you how to make sense of these laws, how to apply them into your life. So first, we're looking at a graph. I should say it's a table. I used Gemini to generate this, and we're looking at someone's salary and his net worth over the course of a year with a constant salary. The salary amount is going to be 10,000, and we're going to say that he doesn't start off from zero. He's going to get 10,000 from his dad to start his work, and he starts with 10,000 as his net worth, works for 12 months, gaining 10,000 each month as his salary. And what do we end up with? The salary amount is staying the same, but I would like to point out that even though the net worth is growing, look at the percentage increase every month on the net worth. You can see that in the first month, he doubles his net worth, starting from 10,000 going to 20,000 in a single month. That's a 100% increase within a month. That's an incredible return. Second month comes around, he has 20,000, or he should have 20,000 in his bank account, but there's going to be expenses, there's going to be some necessary items going to need to buy: food, water, rent. So but to make it simpler, to really like give it to him, we're going to say he's able to save up every last penny. So next month, the increase in his net worth he's looking at is only 50%. Third month comes around, it's only 33%. Fourth, 25%. As you can see, the same quantity of the same salary, after a while, it doesn't feel as valuable anymore. Marginal utility, diminishing returns. So at the end of the year in December, you're looking at only an 8% increase, but this is still in a month, and it would make 8% return in a month is still a really worthwhile uh, return. I would say. Okay, we can look at this. I would like this is going to be your homework. Look at the return for a year and figure out how many years it does it make sense to work at that same job for that same salary. Next up, what we want to look at is compound interest. And we're going to say that this time the guy is not going to do a business. He's going to get 10,000 from his dad, and he's going to try and spend those 10,000. He's going to spend all of it, do whatever. He has 1 month and 10,000 rupees, and he has to figure out how to go from 10,000 to 12,000, which is going to be 20% increase. So and then the next month comes around. Now his job is to spend 12,000 and go up to 14,400 by the end of the second month. This is another 20% increase. Does it seem impossible to you? Does it seem like you cannot do this? Spend 12,000 just to earn 2,400 on top of it by within a month? I would say that if we're studying so much and we're learning so much, uh, this seems like an incredible waste of knowledge, talent. That if you cannot even make 12,000 from 10,000, that's going to be insane. So over the course of a year, he's able to like 8x his wealth. Um, I've used 20% increase, and he's still doing a little worse off than the guy who started off on a salary. But again, I'm going to leave this up to you as a homework to figure out what happens in the next year. So that's going to be up to you. We can look at the next slide, which is my expenses. Uh, so I've been we are looking at my expenses growing from December 1,700 to January 5,000. This is pretty accurate, but not 100% accurate. February, I'm looking at 10,000. In March, I'm looking at 20,000 in expenses. The profit is, as you can see, 0015 9,000. It's a little wrong. It's a little wrong. Uh, but this is my monthly summary, and this is the breakdown of where I'm spending that money. Uh, it's gonna be a long story. I feel like. So, um, do I have any other pictures to go through? No, it's just this. So here's how I started. I started as a garbage man for my dad. Okay, there was a problem with garbage in our house. Like, who's gonna throw out the trash? And there's a little bit of fight. Like, one day it's gonna be you, one day it's gonna be me, and then we're gonna rotate, and everyone's gonna get along and try to figure out. Like, everyone's gonna work together, and we're gonna have like a clean house. That was the hope or ideal, and doesn't seem to go anywhere. But then I had this brilliant idea that I want to apply what I've learned from economics into my life. So I made this suggestion that give me 500 rupees in a month, and I will throw out the trash. In Like, incredible. Okay. I even had to fight for the 500. I had to explain myself. Like, look, um, I was already living here for free with my parents, but if you give me 500, it's not a lot, but I will throw out the trash and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Even that I had to fight for. Okay. Then I worked like that for the first month. I realized 500 is nothing. I need a little more. I want to uh, go to the gym. I want to eat a lot of protein. So I want to need to up my income, right? So the next month comes around and I start doing dishes now. And I look at the market rate. The If you hire an outside help, they're gonna take 3,000 to 4,000 a month just to do the dishes every day. So that's what I did for a couple of months. And I started noticing that even though I'm getting 3,000, 3,500 every month, but the thing is that I'm using up all the money. I'm using it all up just to buy food for myself. And I seem to be not making any progress. Like, even though I'm eating all this food, protein, eggs, I don't seem to be getting that body that I was hoping for. And neither is like, anything is not getting easier. Nothing is really getting better. So I decided to stop all the expenses and just to save money before we figure out what's going on. Okay. And then, unfortunately or fortunately, like, there was a problem that the chimney broke down in the house, and now it had to be replaced. But luckily I have had a couple of savings, had like 5,000 saved up, and I decided, like, let me handle this situation. And if I can handle it, then you gotta pay me up next month. Let me do it on my own with my own money this month, and then if I figure it out, if I do a good job, you gotta pay me the next month. Okay. So I go and try to fix chimney. Doesn't work. I waste 700 trying to fix a broken chimney. Doesn't work. I asked a couple of people, like, talk to the neighbors, and I figured out that they don't need a chimney that goes over your cooktop. You can actually just use like a traditional exhaust, like an exhaust fan. Uh, Replace the glass in the window, pop in the exhaust fan, and you're good to go. And that's gonna only cost me. Luckily, that was just within my budget. Just gonna cost 2,000, and we figured it out. And in the beginning, there was a little bit of a fight that, oh no, we don't want to downgrade from a chimney to an exhaust. It's gonna ruin the ceiling because it's not gonna do a proper job. It's gonna be less powerful. There was all these, like, beliefs in our head that it's not gonna be great. But then I did it on my own expense. It was installed, and then the month goes by and there was no problems. I get paid, and now I've figured out, okay, now I know how to use the money. So the next month comes around and I stop doing the dishes, and I figured out that what's the expenses. I My dad had the bills for the month all collected up under the on his under his notebook, on his diary, journal, whatever you want to call it. And then I took all of them for the whole month of January. I put them through Grok, scanned in them all, and like figured out if I can get those things for cheaper somewhere else. And I figured out that if I order from Amazon, it's going to be cheaper. If I get it from the Sabzi Mandi in Noida Phase 2, the fresh produce is going to be cheaper. It's going to be better. And um, so I made this proposal to my dad. I'm going to buy, everything in the house this month. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give me anything. Let me buy everything, and at the end of the month, instead of paying what you would pay to the grocer, to the store, just give me that money. And I'll end up spending less because I have figured out these ways. And so I started with 5, 10,000, something like that, then moved on to 15, and then you can see 27,000 I spent in March. It might be off, but should be pretty accurate as the month goes on, as I get better at accounting. This, you know, there's only so much you can do, but um, this is a bit wrong because he also gave me 15,000 on top of all this. So I am looking at 40,000 that I've received, I think, so far, a little over that. And this is like what I've been doing, and it feels great. Uh, I started as a garbage man, went up to a dishwasher, got promoted to a dishwasher, became a repairman of sorts, then kind of became like an accountant or a gopher, and let's see where we go from here. this is like my this is a journey so far. Um, I hope it was helpful, and hope you will do a great job as well. Looking for people who's gonna be like, my goal with these videos is that I'll hopefully convert people to think like me, because I don't want to have to explain these ideas over and over and over and over. I eventually, like in a couple of years, I want to have people who want to work with me, and I don't have to explain the way I work and why I do things the way I do, because I want everyone to get better. We want to make India a great place. We want to make India the greatest country in the world. So it's going to start with our homes, and it's not going to happen if I do it myself. It's going to happen if all of you guys inside your own homes make your own homes better. And then we get together, we make our site, like our communities better. And we're not going to do any communism. We're going to make our communities better, make our cities better, make our states better, make our country better. Yeah. Okay, that's too much. All right, that's it for the video.